streamers and entrepreneurs. I am live on Friday. It is AMA time. We also are going to be talking about Apple's new M4 iPad chip. What? And the new software that they're releasing. Does it change the game for your live streams or not? So we'll talk about all of that. I was going to be late. So heads up today, I don't have anything prepared in terms of graphics, or Paul gave me some new trivia to play around with today. If you guys want trivia, I'm gonna do that live, like get it ready to go live. And we can just play today really raw, really easy, because I had some things this morning I had to take care of that were urgent, and they were wrapped around a very, very, very exciting thing coming up that I can't tell you too much about just yet. Sorry, if you see me like being distracted, I'm just fixing live, all of the things, setting up live. All right, we are live from the, hello. So I want to tell you about something that I can't really tell you about just yet, but a little teaser. That is not for our new viewers. This is not a green screen. That is correct, JV. What am I doing on my phone? I have my phone up. I think I was trying to put it in Do Not Disturb, because pro tip, put your phones in Do Not Disturb. So, squirrel. There's going to be a lot of squirrels today because I did not have a chance to get everything set up properly, but that's okay. So, two announcements. One is that I will be in New York doing a really cool, really exciting live event. We're remote producing, or not remote, we're live producing it on site. It'll be me in India. You guys know India. And this live stream is something I'm super excited about personally being able to be a part of. And so I will be in New York next Thursday through, is a week out. So like next Thursday. So that means if I am able to do a live stream next Friday, it'll be from a hotel. And I will be live on the 20th, maybe the 21st. I'll do some cool behind the scenes stuff for you guys. So we have a lot going on. Really exciting stuff, and that's about all I can tell you. But you guys are gonna totally dig the behind the scenes look at what we're working on. So yeah, okay, let me say hi to everybody. Oh, what was the second announcement? The second announcement before we get to Apple Talk. Paul is happy. I thought this might make you happy, Paul. The second announcement is there will be an adjustment to the live show schedule, especially since the rest of May is kind of going to be like wonky anyway with travel. I will let you know. I still have to make that final decision. I'll probably be making it today or tomorrow on when we're going to be going live. But I will, of course, tell you, bring you along, all of that good stuff. Okay. So Marcus says, raw, live and easy. That's the way to go. Hi, everyone in the house. I love to see everybody in here. Tuesdays at midnight. John, yes, that is exactly when I'm going to be going live. New schedule, midnight, because I'll be asleep. You like my anticipation, huh? They do call me the queen of the teas. But yeah, no, I can't tell you what it is yet because of the event, because it's not public yet. But I'm just super, super excited. What time is midnight Australia time in Pacific time? I don't know. So go ahead and ask your questions. If you have any questions at all about anything video, live streaming related, about Apple, I was gonna be prepared to show you a little clip from the Apple keynote with this new iPad M4 chip, which is interesting, and we'll talk about whether it's really that interesting or not for your use cases with live streaming. But go ahead and get your questions in. If it's about anything video related, whether that's tech or audience growth, content creation, I want to help you wherever you're struggling right now. So let's see. Yeah, we are going to be talking about that for sure. Yes, I am. I can't believe you got it. You guessed it. I am live streaming the first human landing on Mars. Yes. Okay. So let's talk about Apple. The Apple announced, I mean, I'm not even going to talk about everything Apple announced. I just want to talk about this one thing. And I will preface it with saying there's not too much information here in terms of what I want to know, but they put the M4 chip, so they bypass, like we've gotten on the Mac Mini, on the MacBook Pros, we're getting the M2, we got the M1, the M2, the M3 in quick succinction. Succinction? That's not the word. In quick succession. That's the word I was looking for. They came out with the M1, M2, M3. And then somebody asked me, are they going to come out with the M4? And I was like, I think we're done for a little bit. I think we're in a holding pattern for the M4. But then they announced, and I, wasn't paying attention to rumors, to be honest, but they announced the iPad Pro with an M4 chip. So this is only the iPad Pro, but it does have a 12 megapixel camera, f1.8, which means the f1. I just want to kind of put this into like an example here. I'm using an f1.4 lens, and what that has to do with it, you don't even have to understand what that means, but you see how blurry my background is? That's what creates that. And so f1.4, which is what I'm using, we're going to f1.8, which is not that bad, right? So you could get some good background images from that perspective. It has like 4 mics or something crazy like that. Does this mean live streaming on an iPad? That's what I want to talk about. So here's the interesting thing. And it's not just the fact that it has an M4 chip. It is the fact that along with the M4 chip, they are putting in live multicam into Final Cut Pro, meaning that you can connect, preview, and like see the live preview of 4 different cameras. So you have like what you see here. Let me actually go into DemoCam. So if you see this the demo mode, right? Like see how here, and I can make this bigger, right? See how we have like the preview of 4 different things going on, right? And so we have these different camera angles. And you're seeing a preview of an upcoming video for our YouTube channel, but we're not going to talk about that. But so you see this, like the preview of the 4 different cameras, right? You're going to be able to see that on the iPad Pro using live multicam. And so you can adjust exposure, white balance, focus. And with the new, they're putting all of this into a new app to the Final Cut camera. It becomes a full production studio. And you can live stream. So you can have multiple different cameras coming into your iPad Pro. You can switch cameras. You can adjust all the settings. And you can stream, you can record, and then you can edit it in Final Cut Pro if you want to. So it's very, very interesting from that perspective. However, yes, guess the person. Yeah, I'm curious. Does anybody know what that preview was? Where I said you're getting a sneak peek at an upcoming YouTube video that I was recording. Guess the person. So laptops, I don't think laptops will be going away by any means, but here's where I'm like, a little skeptical about this. One, you're not going to be able to do as much as you can do. I can't even imagine, just given the visuals that I saw in the keynote, as you can in Ecamm, vMix, OBS, right? Like, it's going to be more on par with like a StreamYard type of situation. But I also didn't see many like hints at graphics, overlays, that kind of thing, right? Like, you're definitely not going to be able to do things like this. Please work. Thank you. Like, I can't even imagine that this Final Cut app, the new Final Cut camera and live multicam, is going to allow for those types of animations. So that's something to consider. And you also, there's no information in terms of what kind of cameras can I bring in. It would be very Apple-like for them to choose to create that ecosystem, so you're only being able to bring in or connect different iPhones, right? Or iPads, any iOS device as a camera. Now, they've been going hard lately on trying to showcase the capabilities of using iOS devices for great looking shots, filmography, videography, all of that. But still, come on, we know the reality of it. It's based on the user, really, at the end of the day. But that is interesting. If they lock it down to that ecosystem, you know, then you're gonna have to buy the iPad Pro, plus you're gonna have to buy 4 different cameras or iPhones or iPads in order to have this type of production studio. You also, like right now, you can stream from an iPad if you're using like something like Camo Studio, Switcher Studio, things like that. So you have capabilities already. And so it's, you know, you're not limited already. And so what does this bring to the market that doesn't already exist? And that's really, if you're using Final Cut, you want to take that live stream, put it into the whole ecosystem that you're already connected with. Now, the other thing is, if they do allow it to go out of their ecosystem and you can connect like real cameras, I don't know that that's going to happen, but let's say we could. There's all kinds of things to think about there, from power consumption to the actual connectivity of it. You know, the power, does the M4 chip handle that kind of input with multiple different actual cameras? So it's very, very interesting. And at the same time, I would say it's probably not going to be great for most people. I also have, the other thing that you can do from a mobile perspective is Mevo, right? Mevo, years ago, I did a collaboration with Livestream Mevo, where we were using 14 different Mevo cameras to come into a full live stream production. It was insane. It was at an AB, I think I said that. And it was, well, it looked like iPhones and iPads in Final Cut camera app, but of course they're gonna show them with those. My question is, can we still connect outside cameras, right? Like, there's that. Of course they want you to use iOS devices as cameras. Of course they're gonna showcase that. But what can we actually do? That's my question. And so those are things like you have the ability to do Mevo. I have a Mevo camera hopefully coming my way with some cool new features as well that I want to test and showcase different scenarios there. But there's already this capability that Apple is showcasing that you can do outside of that ecosystem. But it's still very interesting. First of all, the M4 chip came to the iPad. I personally wasn't expecting that, but again, I wasn't paying attention to rumors either. And then the fact that they are looking at it as a whole live production studio setup is interesting. It's not going to change my game. It's not going to change most of your games. It could change certain scenarios and certain use cases. So those are kind of my raw thoughts on that, but I would love to hear yours, your thoughts as well. Let's see. Okay, I'm just looking at comments. M4 is basically, can I still call you the Apple guy? Like, I don't know. M4 is basically M3 on the second gen 3 nanometer process with better neural engine and a display driver for all that fancy new tandem OLED display. Why can't I say that? Okay, so got it. Thank you for that clarification, Renee. There's often a gap between the demo, marketing, and reality. I know. Yeah, definitely. Sammy says it's not going to help with my films, but it's still pretty cool. A lot of people say that the iPad has power, but the software is still lacking. Okay, and I would expect that, to be honest. Like, I would expect any mobile solution to be lacking in the software, especially right out of the gate. It will evolve for sure, but it's not going to do all of the things, that's for sure. But it is interesting, and I can definitely see certain use cases where you're already tied into that ecosystem. You are doing mobile productions. I would never use it for a studio environment like this, but if you are using, mobile productions, you're kind of constantly leaving, tearing down, setting up, things like that. Those could be some pretty cool options for you. It's just going to get really expensive if you have to buy like 4 different iPhones and the rigs to go with them to get good quality shots and audio, and for all those 4 different cameras, or maybe you only have one audio source at the host and the other cameras are B-roll, but you have to think about that. And the iPad Pro. How much is the iPad Pro again? So I don't believe, like, I am not on the side of replacing computers with iPads. I know that they seem to be trying to go there, and there's always a lot of talk every time something happens with the iPad, environment about like, oh, these things are going to change the world of computers and we're going to replace computers. I don't see that happening, at least like for another long time, when things change dramatically in everything. But no, like, I'm still a computer gal. Come on. Yes, you would be. You definitely would be. Are they trying to rid of MacBook Airs with the new iPads? I wouldn't think so. Renee probably has some thoughts on that, but who else has some thoughts on that as well? They might be, but I don't know. The Airs are pretty, as far as I understand, they're pretty popular. So I don't know that would be a smart move, to be honest. Computers are still for the win. Definitely. Okay, we had some questions. JFK said, so with Apple launching M4, are M1, M2 prices dropping? I'm still not able to afford an M1 MacBook Pro. So I don't think they will. I haven't heard anything about them. If somebody wants to correct me in the comments, feel free. I have not heard of that happening or being announced yet. And I would expect not, because we're talking iPad versus Mac. And I don't think that they have to. I mean, just reality check is from my perspective. I haven't seen MKBHD's video on it. The M1 iPad can do just about everything the M4 can do because most apps aren't taking advantage of the hardware. That's fair, yeah. You can spend $2,600 on an iPad Pro, and that's not including the pencil or the keyboard. Whew! I mean, that's a computer. That's the price of a computer. I personally would rather just go to a computer. Oh, I gotta get super chats. Hold on, sorry. I told y'all I did not have anything, I didn't have time to do anything preparedness style. I have no words. Speculation about M4 in MacBooks or the studio being announced. I was gonna do some research on that. I did not have time this morning to see. has anybody seen any speculation about M4 coming to the MacBooks? I have not. And I wouldn't be surprised that we wouldn't hear about that for a little while, so that they get the buzz of the iPad Pro M4. And so I wouldn't expect them to announce anything at least until like September, October as well. It's not early on the West Coast. Come on. I wake up at 4, y'all. Well, I did not this morning. I slept past my alarm at 4 this morning. I slept an hour and a half late. Whoops. So glad to hear this conversation. I went Apple laptop shopping the other day and was told to wait for what was coming. Don't think it's for me. Yeah. I don't think it's for most of you. And I do want you to hear me on that. I don't believe that it is for most of y'all's use cases. There are some use cases, like I said earlier, that would be a potential. We did a poll. Do you currently own an iPad? Wow, 54% of you own an iPad. I haven't owned an iPad in years. Maybe I'm wrong. Am I wrong to not have an iPad in my life? Let me know. M1 Max MacBook Pro. Why do they have to do that to me? M1 Max MacBook Pro. That takes practice to say. I went Apple laptop shopping the other day. Oh wait, sorry, I'm reading the wrong comment. $1,700 should be renamed to Premium Pad, right? Spazia. Okay, definitely. Callie, bring on the coffee. Come on. Morning. Do you have your lens lock or autofocus? Yeah, I was messing with settings to try and fix a different problem, and I probably screwed something up. So I did notice that I need to reset my settings. So I apologize about that. I apologize about that. Dave says, I use multiple iPads, a laptop, or large desktop. They all have different roles. Yes, sure, right? Like they shouldn't be doing the same thing, or you shouldn't have all of them. You might be up for an upgrade because Adobe Premiere. Oh yeah, the huge file sizes. Wake up at 4, that's like 7 in real life. Yes, 4 a.m. to water the Christmas tree. I am noticing it starting to get a little bit more brittle. It's getting a little bit more brittle. It's not browning, but it is getting a little bit more brittle. Do y'all want to see it? Do you want me to go get it? I mean, you let me know. Next question, Matthew. I answered that question. iPads are good for musicians. Okay, see, I'm the furthest thing from a musician. I'm the furthest thing from two things: graphic designer and musician. I'm not allowed near either of those things by my own design. No. So I wouldn't know that. But thank you for telling me, Matthew. I love to learn. And why? Matthew, do tell me, why are they good for musicians, out of curiosity? I have one of the early iPad Pros, but it doesn't get used much. Okay. Yeah, that would be great. Just call it a MacBook Pro. Let's just go there. Let's call it a MacBook Pro and a MacBook Pro. That's not working. Not working for me. Does it give me coffee? I'll buy the iPad Pro if it gives me coffee on demand, please. I take my notes on my iPad, so that's all the information is synced. Okay, actually, I'm gonna take a total step back. This is like nothing to do with video or live streaming or anything. I have actually been considering my note-taking process. So let's just geek out about note-taking for a second. Do y'all mind? I am a big note taker. I write everything down, and I have notepads for that. I prefer the notepad pencil pen experience. And when I need to go source a note, if I need to go look back at something, I have a visual recollection of which notepad it's on, because I have multiple at a time. And I also know kind of where it is in that notepad, like the location of it, or the scribbles that I put onto that page, that I can find it really quickly and easily. But sometimes I'm traveling and I need a note that I didn't think to bring that specific notepad with me, right? Or use like situations like that. And so my question is, I guess, how many of you do the digital note-taking thing? Like, I always feel like I tried it for a while. I know Kathleen, your tech coach, loves that. I tried it for a while and it's just like, I don't know, doesn't have the same feel. But I'm also the same kind of person when it comes to like books. I cannot do digital books. I've got to have the physical, either hardback or paperback book in my hands in order to be happy. So I don't know. I just thought, get the tree. I'm behind on comments. I'm coming. Gardening, on the other hand. Yes. Let's see. iPads are good for musicians who are doing much, especially professional sessions. Try running on most DAWs. See, I don't even know what a DAW is. Like, I know that term, but I don't even know what a DAW is. And that, anyway, I'm not even going to try. The barrel roll sensor on the new, oh, yeah, that's fair. That's fair to be excited about. I have used my iPad and pencil for on-screen scrolling and doodles while screaming a few times. Okay. Okay, break the fourth wall. Okay, we're gonna go get the Christmas tree. For those of you who are new, type new in the comments. So just a little backstory. I got a little behind my schedule after Christmas, and funny, Paul. Take notes. So I got a little behind on my schedule, and after Christmas, I just never wound up getting rid of my Christmas tree. And then every time I would try, like, I had time to deal with it, and it's just a little baby Christmas tree. It's like I chopped it down. It's like, and I haven't done Christmas tree in like freaking forever, like, because one, I have qualms about chopping down trees, but then I did it. So I don't know what that says about me. But then, so I'm going to go get the Christmas tree. I'm going to put on some music while I go get my Christmas tree. How about that? Let's see. What kind of music do we want for this? We're doing things raw and live today. If you didn't join us up front, this is a raw and a, like, do things live kind of thing. Let's see. We'll do this one. I don't hear music, but I assume you do. That was probably a mistake because I'm dripping water everywhere. But yeah, see? It's a little baby Christmas tree, and it's still actually doing pretty good, but it is starting to get like a little bit more brittle. But yeah, there you go. Ooh. I'm gonna go put it up before I dump all the water on me. Hold on. And I forgot to turn the music off too. Sorry about that. That's not brittle. It's not brittle. It feels a little brittle, to be honest. I will say that. Okay. Almost halfway to next Christmas. That way you'll feel half less guilty as cutting another tree. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to keep it alive, because it's become its own character on this show. And I was supposed to do a whole Easter thing with it, but I forgot. I don't have any Christmas music loaded. Why would I have Christmas music loaded on my Ecamm in order to just do that randomly? I feel like there's an analogy there for tree and video making. All right, challenge to you guys. What is this analogy? I hear you. I hear what you're saying there. I think that you might be right, but I don't have anything off the top of my head. Right? Isn't it? Like, it's a magical mystery Christmas tree that has survived because I didn't water it for forever because I was going to throw it out, but then I never got to the point of throwing it out. And then I was like, I guess I should just water this thing. Something about the long game and never giving up. That's a good one. Where is my audio? Hold please. We're fixing stuff live. We're fixing it live. Where did it go? I'm not singing. I am not singing. Don't make me sing, y'all. Okay. Now I should be able to hear things. What's Easy Plant? Okay, this show has turned into nothing about video. I don't know what Easy Plants is. Just as a tiny tree can be adorned with lights and ornaments to become a focal point of holiday cheer, a simple video concept can be transformed with, ooh, I like it. I like where you're going with this. Yes, for an analogy. Something about being frugal and keeping things that still work. I like that too. You guys are good. I should hire y'all. There is no show in the garden. No. Thank you for the super chat, Marcus. Appreciate you. Oh, this is a good one too. Turning over a new leaf with video production. Although they're not technically called leaves. Didn't we have that conversation? They're called... See, I already forgot. You guys taught me, yeah, I don't know. They water themselves, basically. Interesting. I'll have to look that one up. But the rest of my plans, you don't see them in the background right now. They're all like kind of shifted over here and they're over there and they're all over the place. I think I still have, I think I've lost one or two, but so that probably puts me at like 41 plans in this 800 square foot studio apartment. That's not insane at all, right? You should probably, like, Callie probably has me beat. Pretty sure. I didn't use AI, honestly. Hold on, what did you say? Okay, a tiny Christmas tree is like a short YouTube video. Small, easy to enjoy, and packed with just enough sparkle to delight viewers. Yeah, you used AI on that. I am not gonna believe that. You did not use AI on that. That's an obvious AI one. You didn't? You said, honestly, you didn't? That sounds like AI. You're supposed to be using AI too much, so now you sound like AI. but I like it. Segue back to the iPad. That's probably a Christmas tree app, right? There probably is. Are you showing us the sexiest plants or the ugly ones in the shadows? No, I just, like, I don't do everything for my video set. Like, I like to enjoy my life too. So I have pretty plans where in places that I enjoy my life too. Paul is actually AI. Good point. Very, very good point. Paul Dixon, I believe. Paul Burke, I never believe. We gotta keep those two separate. Paul Burke is the one that just you can never believe. You gotta watch out for that one. All right. So oh my gosh. Paul, I'm sorry. It's just you yes, artificial Englishman. Ahaha. One of my strategies for vertical videos is comparing random item to making videos. So one of my drafts compares video making to baking. Nice, I like it. I like that. Wait, I know what I was trying to do. So when I started the stream, I had just opened up some trivia, if you guys want to play trivia. And for those of you, while I get this loaded, while we're live, because I didn't have time to prepare it, the two announcements, if you did not hear these announcements at the beginning of the show, two things. I will be traveling next week, so if I'm able to go live, I've got some like additional meetings and this and a big live stream event that we're running in New York, and I can't tell you what it is, but it is super exciting. It's going to be awesome, and I will be like showing you behind the scenes for sure. That is like between the 20th and the 21st. But I will have to see on Fridays, next Friday's live stream. If I'm able to go live, I will, but it'll be from a hotel room or out and about or whatever I need to do. So just heads up. But also the second thing is, along with all of this travel, summer schedule coming up, I definitely am going to be changing the time of this. And I'm debating live in my head whether I should say this other thing. But you can expect some maybe interesting new content from our live streams. So we will be, yeah. I mean, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say, okay? It's at 5 a.m. Eastern. Well, you gotta give me time. I wake up at 4 a.m. Oh, that's Eastern, okay. No, definitely not. You're not giving away, oh, not that giveaway. No, definitely not giving away an iPad. Sorry. Oh, that's true. That is true. Oh, your AI too. Oh, poor Paul. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hurt your feelings. I can't spill the beans. I can't. Okay. Yes. Ask right now. This is your stream. We kind of got way off topic as we tend to do on Fridays. But this is your opportunity right now. Put a Q in front of your question. If you have technical questions, if you have questions about growing your audience through content, anything that you guys are, sometimes the core community here gets me off track with Christmas trees. But I am here to answer any and all questions you have. And lots of people like to ask technical questions. So Gary, bring it on. Okay. What was I doing? Trivia. Let's see what kind of trivia questions we have. This is not trivia. This is Guess the Gear. Go ahead. It is your chance to guess the gear. I have to wait until you guys guess. I'm even trying to figure out what it is. I think I know. Paul creates these. If you guys didn't know, Paul creates the trivia and the Guess the Gear and then sends it to me. And I just load it in. Little behind the scenes. Clearly. All right, we have... Paul, are you allowed to comment on your own, the things that you create? I don't know. We have a Christmas tree. Camlink? Let's see. Answer to a previous question about the Rode Duo. Camlink, clearly. One of the Ecamm, the aircraft carrier USS Enterprise. Waffle maker, toaster, monolith, Camlink. Super Dimensional Fortress Macross, I don't even know how to say that. Camlink Pro, Stream Deck, RAM-Sim, USB stick from 1990, Napster. Okay, all right, let's see what we got, guys. There we go. Camlink! Those of you who guessed Camlink win 500 points. Congratulations. It's a black box. It did kind of look like a black box. Congratulations, guys. Oh, I just hit the wrong button. All right, we're just gonna go without graphics today. I was right. Callie was right. Congratulations, you get 500 points. Those points mean nothing. They're bragging rights. They're great for bragging rights. I don't know if you're continuing to build up your points, but you should. Okay, Gary, some real questions here. Gary, I'm looking to live broadcast a World Championship board game event. The board is 12 by 12 and will have 7 players. Oh boy. Using Ecamm and hoping to use Blackmagic tech. Okay, so the first thing you have to, first of all, do you have experience doing that level of broadcast? And that's not there's no judgment there. I'm just asking what your level of experience is around that type of intense setup. And so you can say in here how amazing you are. You can compete against each other with knowing how many points you have racked up. I'm trying to find, where is, hold please, there we go. So the the first thing that I would start with when it comes to producing that type of event is, what do you want the end result to look like? You could play it super simply and just have a wide shot, right? Like that's your most basic setup, like wide shot for the 7 players, but that's not really going to provide a very good experience. A board game event, people are going to want to see the board itself. They're going to want to see the players' hands. They're going to want to see the different movements around it. I don't know, like, let's say it's, anyway, I'm not going to talk about board games because that's not exactly an expertise of mine. But, what the heck? Why are we doing that? Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. I'm just making sure. Okay, there we go. The goal is to look like a live poker event. That's kind of what I was picturing as well. I've been looking for a good sturdy overhead tripod that I can trust to put on. Okay, so that's a little higher. Yeah. Okay. So what I would do is really think through like that end result, right? You're like going to have, how many cameras are you going to be bringing in? If you're trying to get all 7 players in there and the board, probably if there are 7 players, you can't accomplish a board shot that is the whole board without losing detail that the viewers would want to see. So you might have to have multiple board shots to get up close and personal on that. Plus you need a wide shot. So that's like 10 cameras minimum if you were to do all of the things you could. Is that the direction that you're wanting to go? And by the way, this is the type of thing that people come to us to actually produce. They hire us to produce these types of things. And so I'm kind of giving you like a little sneak peek into the questions that we run through in order to determine the size and scope of an event like that. So little bit of behind the scenes sneak peek there. So so that's how I would start. And yes, you're not going to want to bring 10 cameras individually if that's where you're going into Ecamm directly. I would absolutely, at that stage, run through hardware like an Ecamm. You don't want to, you're gonna wind up with issues bringing that many capture cards in directly. So you need hardware solution like an Ecamm, like a Blackmagic Ecamm, and I would go for the big one. Yes, you can do a PTZ. That is the next option, right? And like there are all kinds of things you can do. But the PTZ would be a great solution for that, so that you go to, so here's how you would kind of like think through that. You would have a wide shot, or, maybe a couple of regular cameras on different things, like one board shot down and one wide shot. Like those are your regular cameras. And then you bring that PTZ in for moving between the different players. So as you're doing the switching, you're going to go to the wide shot, adjust the PTZ, see that image on your preview monitor, make sure that that PTZ camera is set before switching off that main shot to the new shot that the PTZ has, right? So you need to like think about that viewer experience. The viewer doesn't need to be seeing that camera, that PTZ shot moving. You want to make sure that they're getting a good experience while that PTZ shot is in movement behind the scenes. Okay, so 8 cameras, 1 wide shot, 3 PTZ cameras tracking the action, 2 cams for the host, 2 for the gaming action. Perfect. Sounds perfect in my book. I've used Camo Studio for sure. Are you talking about for like a situation like this? That's a lot of devices that you're bringing in for sure. But yeah, I haven't used it to the extent that I could, but I have used it quite a bit. So yeah, in terms of the question was the tripod. Yeah, Manfrotto tripods are fantastic. Manfrotto actually has a tripod. If you have to do live adjustments, then Manfrotto has I don't remember how much it costs, but they have one that actually like it's super simple to run, super simple to like with kind of like, not totally one-handed, but you can just like, you don't have to like screw. You just like lift the legs, and then the legs fall and come up and down. And so they have one of those tripods that are fantastic. But the beauty is that you don't have to like crank the screws, right? Or make weird adjustments. It's pretty easy to run. So if you have to do live adjustments on site during the event, then that would be a good option for you. Otherwise, just make sure that it's sturdy enough. Manfrotto is great for any of their products in terms of sturdiness, capabilities, and flexibility. So if you're looking for a good one, I'd go that route. Okay, let's see. You guys are all like with the PCCs, yes. Yeah, we've used that for many different cameras. I don't think we've run 8 cameras on an ISO. But I would bring it. You could split it up too. But yeah. For our EYR event, our big virtual event that we did in 2021, that was like really complicated and really, if technically speaking, some of you will remember the behind the scenes of that. But it works really well with Ecamm. You just want to think through, make sure that you have thought about what you want in live switching capability through software, because there are differences, right? Your go-to shots, your backup shots, your like in-between shots, running that into Ecamm directly, I find personally preferable. And then all of the other shots that you need, having that on the ATEM because you have to switch there, and then you have to switch in Ecamm. And so you want to make sure you think through which shots are coming in through which input, so that you have the most flexibility, and you're not, because then you have to do those like 2 potential changes of cameras. So think about that. I know, right? I know. I can't believe it's 2021. It was 2021. Yeah. And by the way, Gary, like if you need some direct, like in-depth personal support, feel free to reach out to us. We could consult with you as well. That is something that we offer, and have you like go through the list of how you're building that out, setting it up, and getting one of our team members who does this on a regular basis. This is my production company. We do that. Like that's one of the things that we're doing, in New York. And that is something that we could help you with, just to like go through the whole thing, test it with you, make sure that you have thought about all of the different pieces. So that's an option for you as well if you need. JFK says, I have this glide gear overhead attachment pole, but scared that most tripods are too light for it. Attachment pole thing. I like how you say it, the attachment pole thing. Why too light? Do you mean that the attachment is too light for the lights and that the lights are too heavy? Or do you mean, well, why would they be too light? Okay. All right, guys. All righty. Trivia. Sorry, I knew there was something else. I did get it in. All right, you guys ready for some trivia? I love it. You're very welcome, Gary, for sure. All right, trivia, get those fingers ready. And here we go. or D? I need a rap. A, B, C, or D, and then I don't know what comes after that. There you go. Trick question. It was the Elgato prompter, and y'all all got it wrong. The Elgato prompter is 12 inches, but we'll give it to you for 9 inches. 20, nice, I like it. Let's see. Wait, is this man sizes or actual size? Gelato. Yes, all for gelato. If you got that right, you get 250 points. I'm being stingy. I'm being stingy all of a sudden. 250 points for that one. I should probably tell you what points you're getting before you answer. All right, next question. Oops. I didn't even notice it until Callie pointed it out, so I'll blame Callie. Sorry, Callie, I just threw you under the bus. I didn't answer, so did I get it right? No, Gwen, you have to answer. Cute dog, by the way. Super cute. What's its name? Okay, we had a question. Would you want an Elgato Prompter Max with a bigger screen? Thinking. I'm really happy with the screen size. I mean, I guess, yeah. Like, no, there are pros and cons, right? Like, it's very portable. But if I were in the studio space and I didn't care about space, yeah, I mean, I could go for a bigger screen size for sure. Like, I like my screen real estate. I am super impressed, as we talked about on Tuesday's live stream with Michael Hyatt. If you guys missed that behind the scenes look at a mobile video studio setup, that was super spectacular. Started off on a rough foot, technically speaking, but but it was a great conversation, a great look at, talk about all of the different gear that we put into this mobile video studio. But as we talked about there, I am super impressed with the Elgato screen. This 9-inch screen, which typically is way too small in a normal prompter environment, is great. It's readable from, I calculated 13 or 14 feet away. It's clear. The way it handles windows, this is hard to explain, but sorry about that. The way it handles windows when you put them and how it, what's that called when like you put a window on a monitor and it snaps? Snapping. It snaps to the right size and configuration in the prompter screen. And so I love that. And like zoom names, even when you have like the zoom window of all of the gallery view, depending on how many people are in there, but the zoom names are even readable. Like, it's a very readable screen, which that blew my mind on a 9-inch screen for the price point that it is at. So bigger screen, yeah, probably not too big. I'd go to like an 11. 12 might get a little too big, but yeah, I would totally do that. Loved Michael's mobile studio rig. You guys did an amazing job with that. Thank you so much. Okay, Dan, have you found a way to adjust pitch for the viewing angle? No, that's one of the, like, this Elgato prompter is fantastic for the majority of people, for 99% of the people creating content these days and doing these different use cases, like with putting zoom on the screen and all of that, scripting, everything. But if you need different inputs, like you need SDI versus or VGA versus just like the single input that it has. If you don't want to deal with display link, if you want it to perform fully as a second monitor without having to deal with display link, is what I was trying to say, then or things like this, adjusting the pitch. And what he means by that is, on a normal prompter, I was looking to see if I could easily grab one of my other prompters, but I think they're kind of hidden over there. On a normal prompter, you can adjust, like, so it looks like this, right? You've got the screen, and then have any of you ever noticed that my pinky does this? Like, it doesn't straighten out unless I force it. Have y'all ever noticed that? Anyway, random. This is what a prompter looks like, right? But the mirror part, you can adjust like this to get the right viewing angle for where you're positioned. That happens on a normal prompter. You can't do that on the Elgato prompters. So you do lose some of those more pro flexibilities. Sorry. Sorry. Don't ever point those things out, because then that's all everybody will see probably. I'm just joking. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. It's just, I'm really, really happy with it, to be honest. So, Kathleen, I'm not putting that on screen. That's super cute. Slate, like the camera slate. I love it. Okay, I have the Glide Gear OH50 boom pole. Are there heavy duty tripods, like maybe video tripods? The boom pole can be a bit heavy for a regular tripod. So a boom pole you're gonna wanna put on a stand meant for that. So they have these, trying to think about what they're called. Hold on. So you're gonna want, hold please. You're gonna want something like that to hold the boom pole if you don't already have that. And then you're gonna want to put, and I'm gonna send this to my team so that we can throw that in the chat room for you. And then you want to just put that on, you can put that on a light stand, a C-stand, on anything. I would not use a regular tripod for that use case. I was looking to see if, depending on the space that you have, you can use a Varipole and attach that I just showed you to the Varipole. If you need to keep space minimum, you can use a C-stand. You can find an attachment for a light stand. Like, there are multiple ways that you could do that, but I wouldn't go for a tripod in this for a boom pole. Okay. What? Why? No, I didn't break it. I don't know why it does that. It's so strange. I see it every time I am looking at my preview and I'm holding something up. I don't know why it does that. I never broke it. I'm just broken. Thank you. You're very welcome. I feel like Elgato's stuff is generally prioritized for ease of use. Yes. I was just having this conversation. Elgato prioritizes, so their target market is gamers. You have to recognize that when you think about their product line. And that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just that's their target. And so they do things for ease of use. They're not going for the professional market. However, their stuff is so good in ease of use that it makes it great for getting pro looks. It's just that once you step over that line and you need more flexibility and very specific use cases, things like that, then they become not the right choice. But there are always ways around it, right? Like, you don't need, really? There's an extra tendon in my pinky? Wow. Cool. I'm special. Wow. Huh. Well, he says I'm special, and then you tell me there are issues. I don't know what to think. But yeah, so like for instance, I would never use Elgato software like they want because their software isn't going to be professional enough for the things that we want to accomplish. The prompter software I don't recommend because it's not going to give you the flexibility that you need for a real prompter. Oh, Marco, thank you so much. I appreciate you. So, mind you, at this point, Elgato should jump into the DSLR game, no? I don't know. I wouldn't say they should. I wouldn't say that. That's a whole different thing. Like, remember their use case. Remember their target market. Just, that's all I'm going to say. Yes, you're special. That's why we love you. All right, you guys. I didn't get to all the trivia today. Or the Guess the Gear. We'll save those for next time. But everybody put your dancing shoes on. If you're new around here, you don't know yet, but we are going to thank all of our YouTube members, and we're going to dance this baby out and have a little bit of fun. Don't forget that you can get graphics and overlays if you want to throw some fun things up on screen at our graphics store, livestreamingpros.com/store. All things ready to go, ready to use by you, and some new ones that are fully customizable for Ecamm that I think you will totally dig. You can choose your own colors, your own, your brand colors. You can change your text, font, all of that inside of Ecamm directly. So go check those out and dance this baby out. Put those dancing shoes on. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this Friday. Do something self-care. I'm going to go paddleboarding this weekend and enjoy yourself. Get ready to rock and roll starting Monday to show up bigger and better and boldly for your audience. All right, bye. That didn't work. I told you I didn't have anything prepared today. I guess we're not dancing this baby out. It's not, oh, I changed profiles, crap. All right, no credits, but we can dance this baby out anyway in our heads. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful, safe weekend. Bye.